back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hey guys! So I'm here today to do my December TBR, and I have lots of books that I have on this TBR, but I am just going to choose from them and possibly choose from other things on my shelves as well, because December is a weird month for me. I'm going to be very, very busy at first, and then I'm going to have a break of like a week before I start my new job, so it's going to be a weird one, but it's going to be an exciting month as well because Christmas and family time and all the fun stuff, so yeah, it's going to be a weird one. I'm hoping I'll be able to get a good amount of reading done, but we'll see. So I'm going to quickly run through all the books I have planned for this month. First up is one I recently picked up. This is The Unseen World by Liz Moore. I picked this one up on a recommendation from Mercedes. She was raving about it and said it was great. It's about a young girl whose father dies very early in the novel, and he was a research computer engineer, I think, and he's been working on something for many years. He hasn't really told her an awful lot about his life, and then he dies unexpectedly and leaves this computer chip with a lot of information that she has to kind of uncover about him and about some of the secrets that he's left behind. So I'm really excited to give it a go. Mercedes said it was amazing, and hopefully that means I'll like it. The next one on my list is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by J.K. Rowling, the original screenplay. I saw Fantastic Beasts in the month of November and I loved it. It was fabulous. I am totally and utterly one of those people who has fallen in love with the new series, and I'm so happy that there are more films, and I'm there for all of them. I think it's only fitting that I actually read the screenplay and relive the magic in book form, because we all know books are amazing, and I'm really excited about this one. I definitely think I'm going to like it because I've already seen the film and loved that, and it will kind of be a reliving of that experience. The next one I have is some epic fantasy. I've never read anything by this author, but I've had her on my radar for a while. This is The Summoner by GAIL Z. Martin. I haven't really heard much about her, to be honest, but I know that she writes a lot of books, and there's quite a lot for me to discover if I do like her work, and I just think it's about time that I kind of read some of it, to be honest. It says, the world of Prince Martris Drake is thrown into sudden chaos when his brother murders their father and seizes the throne. Of course. Forced to flee with only a handful of loyal colleagues to support him, Martris must seek retribution and restore his father's honour. But if the living are arrayed against him, Martris must learn how to harness his burgeoning magical powers to call on a different set of allies, the ranks of the dead. Definitely sounds like it could be a book that I will enjoy, and one I'm hoping to get to very soon. The next one is a series I've also had on my TBR for quite some time. I don't think I've ever put it in a TBR video, but I have been meaning to give this lady a try since I read her other book and didn't really like it, and that was Uprooted, but this is TEMERAIRE. TEMERAIRE is a series that I've heard fantastic things about from various different people. It's by NAOMI, NOVIK, and it's about dragons, sentient dragons, I believe. To be honest, that's all I needed to know. I do hope that I like this more than Uprooted, because Uprooted was just okay for me. There was nothing else going on and I had problems with it. Hopefully I'll like this more. The next one I want to read is, I believe, a fiction book that is quite an emotional one. This was gifted to me for my birthday from Mercedes, and seeing as she's not steered me wrong with recommendations yet, I am definitely hopeful that I'll like this one. It is called My Name is Leon, and it's by Kit D. Wall. I believe it's about a young boy and his brother who are growing up together, but one of them is mixed race, and his younger brother is a white baby, and I believe that his brother Jake gets adopted by a woman, and he is struggling to get adopted by someone because of his mixed race and his slightly older age, and it's kind of his story told from the child's perspective. So I've heard it's fantastic and moving and emotional and beautiful, and I kind of think this is going to be a nice one for winter. The next one I have on my list for December is one that I'm going to be dipping in and out of. This is called The Extinction Event, and I showed you guys this in one of my hauls. It's kind of a luxury special edition book that was published by Jurassic London. It includes various different authors: S.L. Gray, Will Hill, Lavi Tidhar, Rose Biggin, Jessie Bulletin, Rebecca Levine, Charles Dickens, Becky Chambers, James Smith, Sam Sykes, Kirsty Logan, Kim Curran, Den Patrick, and many more. So I have a feeling I'm going to like this, but it's going to be one of those mixed kind of books where some of the stories might be great and some might not. We'll just have to see. It's quite a chunky one, but I'll just be dipping in and out of this throughout the month and seeing what stories I like. There are some authors in here like Becky Chambers and Rebecca Levine I'm fairly sure I'm going to like because I've really enjoyed their other stuff, like The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet and the Hollow Gods series, so hopefully I'll really like their stories at least. But yeah, I really am looking forward to diving into this. Speaking of diving in with both feet, I am so ready for some Kate Elliott. I think I mentioned her before, and I think I mentioned Fangirl Happy Hour before in one of my videos. They have been telling me to read her. I have listened to, I think, 3 podcasts with her in now, and I have loved them all, and she is articulate and she is wonderful, and I've still not read any of her books. So it's time. It is time to begin. So that is what I'm going to do as soon as I finish one of the books I'm currently reading. I'm gonna start this one. Come on, Caitlin, we need to do this. We keep saying it, we need to do it. I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna do it. The next one on my list is the 4th book in this series, which is the Traitor Son series by Miles Cameron. It is called A Plague of Swords, and I really do want to get back to this series. I read the 3rd one when it came out last year, I think. Really enjoyed the series still, and I definitely want to continue it. It follows a young man called the Red Knight and a band of mercenaries who are with him in a world that is fraught with war between mankind and the animals of the wilds. There's also a sorcerer who's doing nefarious deeds and various other creatures and magic within the world, so it's pretty awesome. There's a lot of cool stuff happening and a lot of politics happening, but not in a boring way. It's like an interesting political setup, so very much liking this, very much hopeful that the next one and the final one, when that comes out, will be awesome. Diving into this headfirst in this month. The final one that I have that I've not already started is the December Book Buddy Box book. This is The Night's Rainbow by Claire King. I don't really know an awful lot about this because it is the Book Buddy Box book, so I'll put a link to my unboxing where I tell you a bit more about it. But I'm hopeful that I like it, and even if I don't, I will definitely be enjoying the little tidbits that Eleanor has included, all the post-it notes and stuff like that. I'm sure it'll be really fun, so I'm going to try and read this in December, as it is the December pick. And now on to the 3 books I'm already reading, so somewhat of the way through. The first of them is another epic fantasy, or classic fantasy. I would say this is more in the realm of classic fantasy. This is Ruin by GWYNNE. The 4th book in the series, Wrath, just came out, so I wanted to dive back into the series and kind of catch up. Ruin is so far very entertaining, very exciting, and I'm enjoying it a lot because I kind of just really like classic fantasy, and this style is like modern classic fantasy. It's fun, but it's also got all the tropes of like a prophecy and evil beings and good beings and kind of conflicted characters who are caught in a big war and lots of craziness going on. So it's a honker of a book, as you can see. I'm like 100 pages in and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm sure I will be able to finish this one this month. I'm definitely going back into it with gusto and hoping to love it because I really enjoyed the 2nd book and I really loved the 1st as well. The next one I am currently reading is a kids book, or a middle grade book. This is The Amulet of Samarkand by Jonathan Stroud. It's the 1st in the Bartimaeus series, which I think is a trilogy. It is. I have had this one on my shelf for ages. Jonathan Stroud is an author who I have read before, but not for a very long time. I think like 3 years now. So I was long overdue to go back to his world and try and read this series. So far it's very entertaining. There's a kind of creepy demon thing who is narrating some of the chapters, who I quite like. He's quite witty, and then we also follow a young boy who is learning how to summon demons, and the two interact. So pretty cool so far. And the final one I'm currently reading is Leap Year by Helen Russell, which is a non-fiction all about her journey discovering change and how to make change into a positive rather than a negative, and kind of exploring life and what change means to life and how she can conquer her fears when it comes to change and decide whether or not she wants to move back to England with her husband after their few years living in Denmark, which is where her other book is set, The Year of Living Danishly, which I read in the month of November and loved. So very much enjoying this so far. I think it's going to be a pretty high rating from me, and this comes out on the 15th of December, so if you've not already added it to your wish list or heard about it, then now is the time to do so, because Christmas is coming up, and if you want it for Christmas, you gotta put it on that list. So that is it. Those are all the books I am planning on reading. I may well pick up other things in the month. I may not read anything. I don't know how it's gonna go. Christmas is always a weird time of year, so we'll just give it our best shot and see what happens. I'd love to know what you guys are planning to be reading in December. Do let me know if there's any Christmassy books that you would recommend. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Bye!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.